Kara Halal, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Brakatahawa Shai. I'd like to give the honors to the elders apostle, great millstone that teach this truth, 100% truth. I want to do a quick impromptu in the field report, battle report, talking about what's going on in the world, current events. And you see a lot of people on TikTok, mainly Edomites, not only Edomites, but Jake too. But Edomites, complaining about the economy, how hard it is to survive right now. And if you pay close attention, you can see these things. Hell, don't you have to pay close attention. If you're out here just really living, you see the price of groceries are going up. You can go get like 5 items in your grocery cart, and right off the rip, it's like $60. And everything's going up. The gas, it'll drop down for maybe about a month. When I say drop down, I mean they might drop it down 20 cents. Then it goes back up 40 cents, Park right here while I do this real quick. But so we have to be mindful, man, of the times we in, very circumspect. We have to, kind of watch our spending as well, The Lord's going to give us what's sufficient for us. We thank him every day for our daily bread, because the Lord's going to look out for his own. It's like you talked about the sparrows, and the birds. He makes sure they have something to eat every day. They don't store their food. Same thing, he will look out how much more so you, his people. So we're in that time, man. We're in that time of possibly going into a depression. The economy, there's been talks of probably being able to collapse. The dollar, is falling. So, we prepare ourselves mentally, spiritually, and physically. Physically, how we do that? We fast often. We do our fast every now and then. Preparing yourself not to be gluttonous, when you're eating. Start training your body to go without, for a period of time. And that's where we come in a lot of times with intermittent fasting, where you go 10 to 12 hours between eating. Because we know this is a gluttonous society. We've been set up that way. They tell you to eat about 3-4 meals a day, and and our bodies are not set up and designed to maintain that, especially as we get older. So we have to be mindful of these things. Pay attention to your body. But let's get back to what I was saying. You see a lot of Edomites, even Jake, complaining about the economy, how hard things are. The rents, the prices of rent is through the roof. And to buy a home, it's damn near $250,000, $500,000. How it is now. So, it's hard to live in, with the ends, with what you're making in society. The price of what you're making or earning from your job is not matching up with what it is in society. All your earnings are going to just paying for a home, for a place to stay. So we in those times, man. We got be very mindful. And you see Edomites going through it, but we kind of look at them like, come on in, the water's warm, because we've been through it. Jake, we constantly been complaining and talking about this, even in the times when they were doing good, But now the shit, Esau has dropped the hammer, and that shit is hitting everybody. Even his own Edomites, they complaining. They're not used to that. And you find a lot of them going to self-delete themselves because they're not used to being pushed under such harsh conditions. And a lot of Jakes too, because a lot of Jakes become spoiled, following the ways of the Edomites, and being pampered too. Mainly at the women of our nation. And you see videos now where people are living in their cars. I think in California and a couple of other states, they allow people now to be able to stay in your car. Because one time, it was against the law to be able to do so. because times are so hard now. They allow people to be able to do that. But at the same time, on the other hand of that, other side of that, they just passed a law in California where the migrants can go over there and get a transformation surgery. You know what I'm talking about? Get a sex change, and they'll pay for it. So how does that make sense? Where's your priorities? So hell with the people that's struggling and trying to make ends meet. What's prioritized is making sure these migrants come over here and get their sex change. And that tells you who this place is. You don't have to look hard. This is modern day Babylon the Great. The daughter of Babylon, man. She thrives on her wickedness. So, a lot of these Edomites are struggling right now. They're catching hell. They seeing the things that's being done. They bringing the migrants over here and they're giving them $3,000 to $5,000 gift cards. They letting them go get new vehicles. And it's just all type of foolery, man. And it just doesn't make sense. It's not adding up. And you call yourself a just nation, man. You're not looking at your people, looking out for your people first. You have people that went and fought in these wars, man, served their country, and still sleeping out here in the streets and not taking care of them. Yeah, this is some harsh times that we in, and it's just the beginning of the sorrows, man. You're gonna see a lot worse than this. A lot of people, they're showing, have tutorial videos how to live out of your car, how to, and I see a lot of people here. They're buying campers. They're selling their homes, and they're buying campers and living on campsites because it's cheaper. And real big down here, they just popping up out of nowhere. You never seen that before. People, you find one or two vacationers or whatever. Now people making their permanent address, their permanent homes on these campsites. And this is just the beginning of sorrows, man. Once the food's dry up, once that food source dry up, all hell gonna break loose. Then you got these migrants here, and once they cut that off, once they take Keisha's Section 8, cut that off, and those food stamps, it's going to be a chaotic situation. And yet they take money and send billions and trillions of dollars overseas to Ukraine and Israel. And people seeing this. They seeing this, and, it's pissing them off, and it's done on purpose. And then they bring the migrants over here, and they really highlight the Northern Kingdom. They try to highlight them, but really it's Moab, and you got the Hamites that's coming over here. Those are the ones that they're really looking out, but they put all the focus on the northern tribes to try to demonize them. So it's turned their hatred towards a lot of the northern tribes. And there's some of them that are, but really I believe a lot of those coming over here, and this is my opinion, that they're bringing over, they're gonna make them put those blue hats on them, those blue helmets on them, and they're gonna be those Gerber troops that they're gonna use when all hell breaks loose. They're not gonna have any type of sympathy or mercy on the people here because they are foreign to them. They don't have any type of relation. But yeah, we're in some serious times. You definitely have to be circumspect to pay attention to what's going on. Of course, we watch the news, and then the local news. You have to be mindful of that, but you have to look at it with a spiritual eye. Pay attention. Most Jakes don't get it. I've talked with some family members about it. They don't see it. They don't get it. They think they still putting false hope in Egypt, thinking that Egypt's going to save them. Thinking Joe Biden is doing the right thing. Shit. And Trump is the other end of the spectrum. Neither one of them, man, is I was going to save you, Jakes, man. But we look forward to them doing what they're doing, man, because it pushes us more further to going into the kingdom. Those of us in this truth, man, we understand the play. So we understand every time they move, we see that Yahweh Shai is going to You know, he's setting it up. He's setting them up for the kill. We understand that. And so that's why we pray for a spirit of endurance, man, to be able to help us to endure these hard times that we're going into. You know, that we're circumspect, you know, able to pay attention, able to, you know, recognize, you know, the devices of the evil one. You know, they sign a lot of things behind the doors in legislation, and you know, and what's crazy about this society, they set rules that they don't go by. You know, I'm not talking about they don't go by, I'm talking about the elite, I'm talking about this country. You know, pretty much, you know, they can set war rules and things like that. You look what's going on over in Israel. They set war rules that they don't abide by, but they make the enemy abide by them. And as soon as he crosses that line, they point that out and play the victim, and they use that as an excuse so they can just totally overstep the boundaries, man. This devil set rules for us in this society that we're supposed to abide by, and that you get out of line, or, you know, anything that you do wrong, you're going to be held accountable for it. But yet, those who have money, they can walk through here with impunity. These elites, man, that's in this society. These congressmen, they do all type of wickedness, man, that we don't even know about. You look at what is Joe Biden's son, all that shit he's undone, and he's still out here a free man. So they set rules that doesn't pertain to them, but they'll hold your hand to the fire. So that shows you how wicked this place is, man. Babylon the Great. Yet you let the people suffer because they won't accept a sodomite. They won't accept a alphabet agenda. Same thing over like in Africa. They say we're gonna hold back money if you're not gonna accept same-sex marriages and all that. We're gonna let your kids starve, your people starve, if you don't accept this. So that's a priority. Wickedness, abomination. So definitely have to be mindful, man, and don't get caught up, because if you sign on to this stuff, man, that's just you showing your allegiance to these things, man. That's you pledging your allegiance to this wickedness that's going on. That's why we separate ourselves in the spirit. We know these things are wicked and they're abominable to the Lord, man. It's smoke unto the nose of the Lord. But that's pretty much it, man. I just want to kind of hit that point, man. We're in some dire times, and it's just the beginning of sorrows, man. It's just the beginning of it. And you can see things are going to start to pick up, you know. You can feel it through the spirit. You know, people are having dreams. They're having visions. They seeing all type of things that's, you know, that's about to go down, man. So with that, shalom.